Fallen.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? We're live on location at one of my favorite places, the bookstore. Can't say the name just yet because they haven't offered sponsorship. But once they get wind of Views from a Vet, they definitely will. Once they see what I'm all about, oh yeah, they're gonna come and say, hey, we want to offer you some sponsorship. Then I'm gonna be able to get books for everybody. I mean, if you're watching any of my previous videos or reading in my previous posts, excuse me, you've seen that I check my email religiously to make sure they send me coupons, because every time they send me one, I try my best to use it no matter what. And that's why reading is fundamental. Welcome to Views from a Vet. Truth be told, from a sports dummy screaming on the inside. And if you've seen the title of this video, we're going to discuss hypocrisy in hospice care. Most of these hospice care companies, y'all, you would think are there to provide a great and excellent service for your loved one who is dealing with a life-threatening issue. Jamila's been in hospice since November of 2015. It is July of 2017, and we're about to go on our fourth hospice company. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 4. So I'm perplexed or vexed, or however you want to say, confused by the fact that these hospice care companies don't provide the actual services that they said that they would. Hospice was started back in 1974, and it started in 1974 in America, based off the model from St. Christopher's Hospice in England in 1967. So hospice is considered to be the model for quality, compassionate care at the end of life. Hospice involves a team-oriented approach to expert medical care, pain management, emotional and spiritual support expressly tailored to the patient's needs and wishes. At the center of hospice is the belief that each of us has the right to die, pain-free, with dignity. Right? And that's coming straight from one of the hospice websites that I read up on earlier, which was in a incongruency with the hospice that we're at now. And so you think that, as good as that sounds, hospice is something that you want your loved one to be comfortable with, right? Especially since it's their last days. You would want them to be there. But what if it's the hospice company that actually is making your loved one worse? Making them, worse than what they're going through. Because that's crazy, right? Some hospice companies are worse than used car salesmen that get your number from a friend. You know them ones that get your number, get your email, and they always got something that's better than the other hospice company. You know what? A lot of y'all don't realize that the hospice representatives, they're slimy, they grimy. Do you know where they hang out at? They hang out in front, in the hospitals. And just like how we talk about pharmaceutical salesmen and how they grease the palms of doctors to push the latest drug, to help peddle the latest drug that's supposed to be better than the last drug. That's the same way that these hospice representatives do. They get in good with the social workers of the hospital, find out who's going through what, who has a terminal illness, who could use, and then the social worker peddles their services to the patients. They come in and say, are you currently with a hospice? Oh, you are? Well, have you considered? And then they start talking about the other hospice facility that's supposed to be, 10 times as better. The company that we're with right now, Jamila and I found that company while Jamila was in the hospital. The social worker came in on 2 or 3 times and kept talking about this one hospice care company. And we was like, no, we have one. We're currently, okay with them. They've had some of their faults, but that's okay. Mind you, that was the third one we had been to. We've had some issues. But then they come in and they're like, yeah, this one. So the day that Jamila was being released, the social worker comes up with the hospice care company's enrollment representative, and they meet us at the elevator. Grimy, right? Meet us at the elevator. and get on the elevator, and all this time we're going down the elevator and all the way to the car. It's the sales pitch on why we should go with your company, why we should go with your company, why we should go to your company. So what do? We said, okay, we'll give them a try. So we gave them a try. So between the private insurance and Medicare, the price of hospice could be about $10,000 per month for inpatient stays. On average, it's about $150 per day for home care, which is what Mila is under. Mila is under home care. So the basic services for the home care for hospice is $150 a day, which just for them to show up is $54,000 a year, which means that Mila's probably paying about $75,000 a year for hospice care because of the additional things she needs, like the medical supplies and the pain medication and all the other services. So we're paying about a good $75,000 a year. And for what? Because I take care of her and they still get paid. Seriously. Like, there's been times where Mila's went over a week without services, and I'm the one who has to provide that service, but yet they're the ones that are still getting paid, right? It's crazy. Really, really crazy. So last year, the company that we were with before this company, they decided for a week just not to show up. Like, they just said, forget it, we're not showing up. They didn't call us, tell us nothing, and then they said, oh, it must have been a mix-up. Really? Like, do you not know what hospice means? I asked them that. Do you not know what hospice means? Hospice means they're in the final stages of their life, that they're gonna die. This isn't just some service that, that you go, it's not a restaurant where if you get mad, you can just leave. These people could actually die in the midst of your inability to do your job effectively.
Platoon, attention, fall out.